Hello everyone, so in this video I'm going to demonstrate how we can create a simple system using sessions in PHP to limit the number of attempts, the number of incorrect attempts from the users. So there will be no database here, but I'll just trying to show you how the logic works. So as you can see, this is a prototype. We have a form which enter your code, but in real life you can do it like the login form or register form, whatever it is. So we have a code, and then if we want to limit the number of attempts, like if it is more than 5 times, then we will block the user address, the user account for 30 seconds, for example. But in real life you can do it 5 hours or 1 day, whatever. But in this case we need to do it 30 seconds for the sake of convenience. So for example, I'll just enter whatever here and I'll just validate code. Of course it is wrong. Here you see the number 1, 2. That is because I echo out the count so that I know, just to check. Alright, and if we keep doing that, then it will jump to 3, 4, and 5. Remember, if it jump to 5, then the user will be blocked. So I click 5. Well, in this case, it should be more than 5. And then if it's more than 5, there will be a message saying something: your account has been blocked 30 seconds, more than 5 invalid attempts. What this is just to echo out the results so that we can know the day and the time during the working. After the finished product, we don't need to echo out this kind of information. For example, we see that this is the current time, 10:29 and 44 seconds, and when the user is blocked for 30 seconds only, then at 10:30 and 14 seconds, they will be normal again, and they will can continue entering the code here or continue logging in the website as normal. Alright, so that's enough for the introduction. Let's go ahead and build one like this. Again, there will be no database. We will need to use sessions only. Alright, so here I have a folder. I call this suspicious, and then we just got an index PHP file with nothing in there. Alright, so let's do it again. So you see there's nothing here. We're gonna build it from scratch. So let's start with the front end. So we need a form. So I just say limit incorrect attempts. Alright, do something like that. We're gonna use some bootstrap as well, so you can just go ahead and do the cdn bootstrap and just grab this the CSS one and put it right here. All good now, and just go to the body. Here we need a form, but let's do the container first. Container fluid. Okay. We also want to margin top 5, and we need a background for it, P5 and PG light. Alright, and then we need a form, so it should say form actions this page PHP and a method post. Alright, so in our form we just need 2 lines. The first is the input, so we have a placeholder, something like enter your code, and then we're gonna have a name code, and we're gonna class form control. If we Yep, if we refresh the page, we'll have something like this. Well, there's nothing here. We can go ahead and do another button called submit button. Again, we do the input and then submit. And then we got a name, submit. We got a value. I'll just call it validate code. And we also need some class for the styling purpose. Form control, btn, bt, and primary. These are all bootstrap class. And let's yeah. And we want to margin top trace to make it a little bit away from it. Well, to look nicer. Alright, all good. The next thing we want to do is to work with the back end, alright, which is the PHP file. So to be consistent, let's just go ahead and do the default time zone set. Right, and we say Australia, Melbourne. Oh, but you can use, of course, whatever time zone that you're in or you want to use. We do work with sessions a lot. In many sessions, no database. So yeah, in real life you may consider using database, but here the main purpose is to do is quick, simple, non-database logic, Alright, so session start. So the first thing we want to do is to set a code just to demonstrate. So whatever code you like. In real life, when you work with database, then it may be different. You can query the data from the database to check. So in this case, the code 1, 2, 3. All right. So the first thing we want to do is that here's the logic. If the user submit something like if the user submit post submit, and so post submit, that means the user click on validate codes button. All right, and we want to count how many times that the user gets it incorrect. So later on we'll call it count. So a session count, if it is less than 5, all right, less than or equal to 5, that's if I attempt, then we're gonna go ahead and check the code. All right, so if it is the case, then we do another if post code. If it is in the code that we set above, then we will keep increasing the count. So session count, which is the sessions count here, is the number of attempts. All right, so session count, we just go ahead and do it plus. Well, for the purpose of demonstration, we'll echo the number of sessions count here. Alright, sessions count here, else you can continue your code here. Okay, so that's for the main part. Now I'll task you to work with the session count. We'll have to work out how do the system know what is the time and what is when, calculate the time when it should block the user and when it should unblock the user. All right, so that is even the more important component of today's tutorial. All right, so let's do it. So we will start by saying if session count. So we'll start work on if session is more than 5. All right, that means more than 5 time that user has submitted incorrect answer, incorrect code in this case. If it's more than 5, then the first thing we can do is just to set the blocked message. We can do a block message to something like your account has been blocked. Your account has been blocked for, like you can just do 35 hours or something, but in this case we do it 30 seconds for demonstration. So it's more than 5 invalid attempts, something like that. All right, that's the first thing we do, and then we can just go ahead here into the form and just say we want to echo out the message. All right, so something like this. If each session, well, do PHP first. If is set, we want to see if session plots. Right, if it is set, then we're gonna echo p session plots p. All right, and we're gonna add some bootstrap class here. So what we need is just say alert danger p3 with some padding, routed, and then text center. That would be good. Let's try do it. So here I have something like 6. If it is 6, then you will see the message appear. All right, something like this. All right, so that's the thing. The next thing we're gonna do is to calculate the current time. All right, so initial new date time. So we get a current time, and then we can actually set this one to start. Session start. No, that's not. Session start, and I'll set initial as well. Right, now we will calculate the end time, or like the time that the user blocked until then. We can do that by creating another session called session end, and we can just add the time. So we just do it and say initial, and then new date add new interval, and we're gonna do pt 30 seconds. All right, so if you watch another video of mine talking about the basics of working with date and time, you see this is the object-oriented style in doing date and times. All right, so this is pt and then 30 seconds. All right, so let's just echo them, print them out first to see if we can see them. So because this is in object, so we're gonna have to do print r and then section start as well as section end. Alright, so let's do it. Class interval not found. Oh, this one actually date interval. Alright. Okay, so here we see that the current time, the initial time is 11:20 and 50 something, and then the end would be 57. So it looks the same, which is something we don't want. Session start. Let's do it again. Instead of saying this, we can do it new date time, because if we use this one, it will mess up the thing. New date time here. Okay, to make it separate. Okay, so we create an end by using either of them. In this case, I'm using the initial. Alright, so just to make sure that the start and end are different, and then we can print them out like this. Do it again. So you see that the current time is 11:23 and 29 seconds, and then the end time would be this is 29 seconds and this is 59 seconds. That's been 30 seconds away. So in this case, well, at this point we can see that we have successfully created a session start and a session time, and sorry, a session end, which is different times on the system using session. All right, so now the things for us to do is that we have to check when to this means that the user had been blocked, right? So the things now for us is to do another route check to see if the user had been blocked for 30 seconds in this case. Then we will unset the section. That means the user can continue to log in or continue to check, validate the code. All right, so that's something we want to do. We can do that by saying something if, but remember, before we do that, we have to do another things. Well, so if it is more than 5, then this one will be do it over and over again, and we don't want that, because if we repeat everything here again, it will all start again, and the new start and the new end date will keep being replaced. So we only want to do this once at the beginning, in the first time when the user do it more than 5 times. All right, so to do that, we can say if is set. So we can just say if it is already session start, we won't replace it, we just keep it like that. Okay, we just keep it like this. All right, again, the print r here is just for demonstration. All right, in real life, in the finished product, you don't have to include them into the code. So if it isn't set, right, that means this is the first time, then we will do all of this. Okay, but if its session start is already set, that means the user has already been blocked. So we will check if the time now has been equal, or later than the end time, so that we can just release the block. So we can do that by saying now new daytime. So this is that we will check the current time, and now we will see if the session end is smaller or equal to now. All right. In this case, this means the time now, the end time has arrived or has been equal to the current time. That means the user had been blocked for 30 seconds since the start. All right, and at this point we want to unblock the user. So we can do that by just saying we're going to session count. We'll set it to 0. All right, and then we will unset all of the other message. Now here we can unset session, the block message that we have blocked. All right, and we just copy and paste with it is start and this is end. That means everything will start all over again. All right, so it looks fine to me, but let's try it. So when we click on here, you see that the error message disappeared, and we have count 1, which is 1 incorrect. If you say the correct one, 1 2 3, it won't count, right? But because this is designed to count if it is wrong. So we do it again, it will jump to 2. If you keep clicking it, that means the wrong code. It will increase to 3, 4, 5, and if the 6th attempt, then the error jump out. Okay. This one we want to limit it to 5. So let's come back here. We only do it if it is less than well, this one should leave it there. Okay, count larger or equal to 5, then we will start to calculate the thing, so that we will limit to 5 attempts only. So your counting block for 30 seconds. The time is at 11:28 minutes and 46, and then 11:29 and 15, which is 30 seconds away. I guess it's already 30 seconds away. So if you click again, you can start validate again. 1 2 wrong, 1 2 4 wrong, 1 2 3 correct, it's fine. 1 4 5 4 if you keep doing it wrong, and then 5 if you click the number 6, it will say your account has been blocked for 30 seconds, more than 5 invalid attempts. So it looks fine to me right now. The system seems to work well as we expected. Alright, so in this video again, when you finish, you can just go ahead and delete the print R and the echo here, like this, and then you have a system work normally using session. So in this video I have demonstrated a system that limits attempt of user to log in when they provide incorrect credentials. There is no database, so it's a simple, just want to demonstrate the logic. If you want to use a database, I think it's also very easy. We just create a database and then insert these start date and end date into the database, and then check it like normally. But basically that's the logic, and I guess that's it. Thank you very much for your watching. See you in the next video. Bye.